Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at people reveal their freak accidents. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. A cousin of mine was electrocuted by a Dr. Pepper machine. His 2 children received 60k that their mum lost on bingo. I didn't know you could get electrocuted by one of those machines. Like, it's a vending machine, right? I mean, obviously you can get electrocuted by any machine, but like, why was that unsafe? And the mum just gambled all that money away? That's some life-changing money and she just uses it like that. I feel bad for the kids. A mum went ice skating. Little slip, fell. All everyone saw was her bump her head lightly. Family finished skating. On the ride home, she started speaking gibberish. Dad dropped kids at their grandparents and took mum to the ER. Brain swelling, coma, dead a week later. Yo. I've heard about so many stories like this too. And it's crazy because the symptoms aren't very serious, and then when they do get serious, you can't reverse it anymore. My insurance guy was pulling a limb out of a large tree with a chain and a rope. He was behind the pickup. His wife was driving the truck. Rope snapped from the strain and chain snapped back and hit him in the head, killing him instantly. He was in his 50s. Nice guy too. What the heck? Anything with like handling large trees, those jobs are freaking high risk. There was a person at the beach who got impaled by a flying beach umbrella. Horrible situation. Her husband was right beside her and she died within seconds. No way. How does that happen? She got impaled by a flying beach umbrella. Like, what, like, where did it come from? Like, where was it flying from? Like, what, the wind? And then it just stabbed right through her? Dude, I didn't even know that could happen. I didn't even know a beach umbrella could impale someone like that. I mean, obviously, they're sharp enough to, but like, what are the odds that it actually hits someone directly? The fact that the husband witnessed everything too, and she was just gone within seconds. Oh my gosh. A friend of a friend showed up at his girlfriend's apartment with a head wound. He didn't know how it happened. He also didn't know how he drove over there. She took him to the ER where he ended up passing away. He had his keys, wallet and phone on him. The only thing we could think of is he might have tripped, fell and hit his head in the wrong spot. Wow, so he just didn't even know. But the fact that he still knew to go to his girlfriend's apartment, right? Like, he probably like off the back of his head. A friend slipped and fell in the tub, cracked his head. His roommate found him half an hour later. Died on the way to the hospital. The freaking shower is a dangerous place, like for sure. You never know when you're gonna slip. If you can, wear like some like, what is it? Anti-slip slippers. I knew this kid in high school who always ran from class to class pulling his roller backpack behind him. So it's no surprise when he visited the Grand Canyon with his family that he wanted to run down a slope. Well, he got too fast and couldn't stop himself. His entire family watched him run off the side of the Grand Canyon. Wait, what? He just ran off? That's freaking terrifying, like watching your own kid just run to his death like that. Must have been horrifying for the parents, you know. They must have been like calling for him to like stop because they probably knew before he knew. My sister-in-law's aunt died of hypothermia. She went for a walk out in the hills in the winter. She knew their trail very well but got disoriented by a light snowfall and got lost. She got cold and tired, laid down by a rock and died of hypothermia. She was 100 yards from her car. Oh my gosh. I was snowboarding in 1997 in Switzerland with a good friend. He was skiing. I had caught an edge and landed on the back of my head while also twisting my knee badly. I was being looked over by the mountain rescue and first aid. I told my friend who could keep skiing I would head back to our villa. I ended up going to sleep at around 6 p.m. as I had a hot shower and some Tylenol 3 seconds after dinner. I woke up to see my friend hadn't returned and thought it was odd, but maybe he hooked up with a lady at some bar. Friend never came back from skiing. He was found deep in a crevice the next afternoon and frozen to death. Oh, that's scary. Have you guys seen those videos where, you know, someone's skiing and they just fall right down? What the heck? That's so scary. Man, I feel so bad because that's such a sad way to die. The fact that you just know there's no one there to rescue you and you're just cold, you're freezing to death. And you just know there's no one there. to help you. Swimming, and one of my buddies was screwing with a great thing over a drain at the bottom. Got his foot stuck and couldn't extricate himself. His brother, cousin, and I nearly drowned trying to free him, so we got to watch him die. Haven't thought about this one in a bit. Jeez. He got his foot stuck in that, man. Oh my gosh. Man, what do you even do? Like, you just can't save him. You just gotta watch him die. That's sad. It's actually so sad. The fact that you're just helpless and can't save someone that you love. My neighbor was cleaning his gutters and fell off his roof because he missed his footing when stepping. Fell right on his head. This was a few years back now, but the family moved quickly after, even though it had been their house for like 30 years. I can't say I blame them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's so tragic. A guy I went to high school with was helping his family do some repairs to a silo on their family farm. A section of the silo's roofing gave way and in he went, suffocated under thousands of pounds of grain. What? I don't even know someone could die like that, but then again, there are a lot of ways someone could die. My uncle was mowing grass on an embankment next to a small body of water. The mower unexpectedly slipped down the embankment and overturned on top of him, pitting him under the water. He drowned in a few feet of water that he otherwise could have stood up in. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. Someone I went to school with was killed when someone went over a bridge over the highway onto the car she was in. She was killed, it seems, on impact. As far as I'm aware, the person who jumped survived. I'm gonna add in here to say it was my understanding that the boy jumped. Initial reports said it was a suicide attempt, but that isn't really able to be confirmed, as the person in question is still a minor, so I'm gonna change the wording. What the heck? I feel like that is pretty common though. Sometimes they just want to bring people down with them. Teacher in my school lost all 3 kids in a freak traffic accident on the highway. Their car lost a tire, which caused them to swerve onto the gas tank of a semi-truck, which exploded, killing 2 of them instantly. The 3rd kid managed to crawl out of the car while he was on fire, and died later in the hospital. The saddest part is they were all on the way to visit the father in the hospital after his back surgery. Oh my gosh. That is sad. The fact that the dad was already in the hospital, and he was probably like waiting for them patiently, and then when they didn't come, he was still waiting and just getting very, very worried. Dude. A guy I went to high school with got hit by a train. It was before Uber and he had been at a party drinking. He did the responsible thing by taking the subway. When he heard the train coming, he stood up to take a step forward, like everyone does, but he was so drunk that he stumbled over his own feet and fell onto the track. Oh my gosh. Jeez. I feel like this is why if you're like, you know, gonna go to a party and drink, make sure you have someone who can take you home, because that's like a rule for the girls, you know. If you're gonna go out drinking and drunk, make sure you have one person who can take care of all of you guys. Lovely girl I went to high school with got a scholarship to a prestigious university, being one of the very few students from my shitty school to make it to college or uni. 2 weeks into term, her roommate found her laying in her bed dead. The heating boiler was faulty and she died of carbon monoxide poisoning in her sleep. We'd even thrown a party for her to celebrate her achievement. This was in 1996 and I'm tearing up a bit thinking about this. Oh my gosh. It's always the saddest when you know these people had so much ahead of them. Had a classmate who was working outside, got stung by a wasp and had an allergic reaction and died less than 24 hours later. He was married 7 months and they were working on starting a family. His wife had to make the final decision as he was completely brain dead. Oh my gosh. That's the toughest. You know, because I'm sure you never want to let that person go because you love them so much, right? Like, you just don't want to let them go. But you know that it's probably best that they do go because there's nothing else anyone can do for you. But you just don't want to let them go. Man, that's just so crazy though, because you never know that you're allergic to like an insect bite or insect sting unless they bite or sting you. And that's when you will know that you're allergic. That's so freaking scary. And also, you can develop allergies to food too. Got a tongue piercing. That same night, took a sleeping pill to sleep. Choked on his tongue, which was swollen from the piercing. Wait, you can choke on your own tongue? Oh, like you can't breathe anymore because it's just so swollen. Air can't get into your airways, into your lung and everything. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that could happen. Well, that's it for the video. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!